The word aqueduct derives from the Latin words aqua meaning water and ducere meaning to lead. An aqueduct is therefore best described as an artificially structure such as a channel, tunnel, or ditch that is used to transport water from a remote location to another. The very first aqueducts were constructed by ancient civilizations such as those in Babylon, Assyria, and Egypt. These primitive aqueducts were built simply as open canals dug out between a river and city. In this video, we explore the most impressive ancient aqueducts. We've collected a list of the top impressive ancient aqueducts, so make sure to include them in your list if you're a visitor. At first in the list, number 1, Pont du Gard. The Pont du Gard is an ancient aqueduct in the south of France constructed by the Roman Empire. It was originally part of a 50 kilometers, 31 miles, canal supplying fresh water to the Roman city of Nîmes. The Roman aqueduct was constructed entirely without the use of mortar. The aqueduct stones, some of which weigh up to 6 tons, were precisely cut to fit perfectly together, eliminating the need for mortar. From the Middle Ages to the 18th century, the ancient aqueduct was used as a conventional bridge to facilitate foot traffic across the river. Number 2, Aqueduct of Segovia. Probably built around 50 AD. The Aqueduct of Segovia is one of the best preserved monuments left by the Romans in Spain. The ancient aqueduct carries water 16 kilometers, 10 miles, from the Frio River to Segovia and was built of some 24,000 massive granite blocks without the use of mortar. The above-ground portion is 728 meters, 2,388 feet, long and consists of 165 arches more than 9 meters, 30 feet, high. It is the foremost symbol of Segovia and still provided water to the city in the 20th century. Number 3, Valens Aqueduct. The Valens Aqueduct was completed in the year 368 AD during the reign of Roman Emperor Valens, whose name it bears. It was merely one of the terminal points of a system of ancient aqueducts and canals of Constantinople, modern-day Istanbul, Turkey. The water system eventually reached over 250 kilometers, 155 miles, in total length, the longest such system of antiquity. The Valens Aqueduct was restored by several Ottoman sultans and was still the major water-providing system of medieval Constantinople. Number 4, Les Ferreres Aqueduct. Les Ferreres Aqueduct, also known as Pont del Diable meaning Devil's Bridge, was built to take water from the Francolí water 15 kilometers, 9 miles, south to the city of Tarragona in present-day Spain. It probably dates from the time of Augustus, the first ruler of the Roman Empire. The Roman aqueduct has a maximum height of 27 meters and a length of 249 meters. It was composed by 25 upper arches and 11 lower arches. Number 5, Aqueduct of the Miracles. The Aqueduct of the Miracles, Aqueducto de los Milagros, is one of 3 ancient Roman aqueducts built at Mérida in modern-day Spain. It originally brought water to the city from an artificial lake, supplied by the river Abaregas around 5 kilometers, 3 miles, to the northwest of Mérida. The aqueduct is thought to have been constructed during the 1st century AD. In later centuries, the inhabitants of Mérida dubbed it the Aqueduct of the Miracles, for the awe that it evoked. Number 6, Hampi Aqueducts. Hampi was the capital of the 14th century the Vijayanagar Empire in present-day India. Around Hampi are the remains of ancient aqueducts and canals that were used to bring water from the Tungabhadra River and feed the tanks and baths. Water inside the temples was usually supplied by aqueducts underground. One of the main branches of the aqueduct supplied water to the step tank, a 7-meter, 23 feet, deep water reservoir. In fact, the very discovery of the step tank was because this branch of the aqueduct appeared to lead nowhere. Number 7, Nazca Aqueducts. The Nazca Aqueducts were built in the 3rd to 6th century AD by the Nazca people to survive the arid desert climate. Water running in aquifers was channeled to where it was needed using man-made underground channels. Concentrical paths leading down to these underground channels provided for direct access to the water and the underground channel for maintenance. Still in use today by the inhabitants of the valley, these tunnels, wells and trenches are known collectively as puccios. Number 8. Caesarea Aqueduct. Caesarea was an important port city built by King Herod the Great between 23 to 13 BC. The aqueduct brought running water to the city from springs 10 kilometers, 6 miles, away. Herod built the first aqueduct when the city was founded. The Romans expanded the ancient aqueduct in the 2nd century AD. This section tapped into the older aqueduct and doubled its capacity. The aqueduct continued to supply water for 1,200 years. During the ages it was repaired several times. Number 9. Aqueduct Park. Over a period of 500 years, from 312 BC to 226 AD, 11 Roman aqueducts were built to bring water to Rome from as far away as 92 kilometers, 57 miles. The aqueduct system totaled over 415 kilometers, 258 miles, although only about 48 kilometers, 30 miles, was made of stone arches while the rest consisted of underground tunnels. The Aqueduct Park hosts the remains of 7 ancient aqueducts: Marcio, Ennio Navis, Tepila, Mariana, Claudio, Julia and Felice. At last in the list, number 10, Tambomachay, nicknamed the Bath of the Inca. Tambomachay is an archaeological site near Cusco, Peru. It consists of a series of ancient aqueducts, canals and waterfalls originating from thermal springs nearby that run through the terraced rocks. Water and washing seem to be an important part of Incan life, and many of the Inca sites in the Sacred Valley have baths and aqueducts as prominent features. In Tambomachay, bathing seems to have been such a large part of life that it's now thought it must have been a spa. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite impressive ancient aqueducts? Is there something we missed? Let us know in the comments section below, and don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to Greenable if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.